welcome to my YouTube channel. Hi guys, how you doing? What a lovely sunny day it is outside here in Rochester. Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 8 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Friday the 1st of July.
And Alexa, the weather. Alexa, the weather. Alexa, what is the weather like today?
In Rochester, it's 13 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect partly sunny weather, with a high of 21 degrees and a low of 11 degrees.
Alright, so, let's carry on. Alexa, tell me a joke. Alexa, tell me a joke.
Which knight invented the round table? Circumference.
Circumference. Intelligent jokes about mathematics. Alexa, the thought for today.
Here's something I found on the web. According to localphones.com, the thought for today is gratitude.
Right, she always says that. I mean, you have to, when you talk to Alexa, you have to phrase what you say because sometimes she doesn't understand what you mean. What I mean. Alexa, can you tell me the thought for Friday?
Here's something I found on the web. According to findlocal.com, Friday's random thought, the exercise machines and gyms should be hooked up to generators that feed back into the grid.
I don't get that one. I mean, she's far more intelligent than I am and she knows what she's saying. I'm sure she does. Right, so, yeah, if you like my videos, please press the like button. Sometimes I have a very shitty day and seeing that some people like my videos does help me and it also makes me feel a bit better. Right, so last night I took Max out on the walk around Rochester Riverside just before 7 o'clock. I was watching the tennis. Jack Draper. I was watching Jack Draper play a game against his opponent. And, you know, I'm still writing my diary. Now, if I was writing what I saw yesterday on the tennis in my diary, this is how it would go. Last night, I was feeling a bit shitty. I haven't seen anybody for a couple of days. I decided to switch on the television. One of my ambitions years ago was to go and watch Wimbledon in London. And I've never done so in the 12 years that I've written about that I would like to go to Wimbledon. So, like most people, I watch things on the telly. When there's a big London thing going on, I'm usually not a participant, I usually watch the telly. So I switched on the telly, and you like to think things cheer you up and make you feel better. So, Jack Draper is the age roundabouts of one of my sons. My son wears a cap on his head when he comes to meet me, sometimes, not all the time. So I put the telly on, Jack Draper has got his hat on backwards. I mean, I can understand why they put caps on to put the sunlight out, but a baseball cap does block your vision, because I put it on and it can block your vision, so how they play with baseball caps on, I don't know. So I started watching it, and then I noticed this really large, rotund umpire, one of the line judges. Really large lady, really big. And Jack Draper was hitting the ball and going, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" Chinese lady was on the field with her husband without a hood over her head and their two, you know, lovely white fluffy dogs. No one spoke to me at all yesterday evening. Nobody. I walked round the field like I was totally invisible and blank. But that is how I like it, because then I can let Max off the lead and he can run around. So he did indeed go around the whole of the field without really passing anyone apart from the Chinese lady and her husband. So I came back home and I watched the rest of the Jack Draper tennis match, and Jack Draper lost. I also watched Nadal yesterday play, and Nadal won. That was a very good match, that was. Berankis and Nadal, and Nadal won. So I love tennis. I've loved tennis since my granddad Frank gave me his old tennis racket when I wanted to play tennis at school. I went to an all-girls secondary school, and they required you, if you wanted to play tennis, to supply your own tennis racket. My mum and dad could not afford to buy me a tennis racket, so my granddad gave me a really old tennis racket of his so that I could play tennis. When I was young, my mum and dad were extremely poor and we had nothing. We didn't have a garden, we didn't have a balcony. We had nothing. And my granddad and my nan tried to make my life a bit happier by taking me out at the weekends on the bus to like Catford Shopping Centre, Plumstead, and sometimes I think they took me on holiday once with them to Bracklesham Bay. So I had a really shitty childhood, and my nan and granddad did try and make it a bit better for me. If I hadn't have had my nan and granddad, I think my life would have been far more worse than it was, because I had a reprieve from my dad's bullying and what he was doing to me. And I think my granddad knew what my dad was doing, but he was too scared of his own son, because my father, you know, had tried to set fire to his parents' house when he was a little boy. My father was an extremely volatile child and gave his own parents trouble, and his own father was afraid of him. So that is how I would have written what I saw yesterday in the diary. Now, I watch tennis to watch players play properly, right? I don't watch tennis because it's a waste of time, right? I love tennis. It's a game of skill, and when it's played properly, it's enjoyable. But if you're starting to make that into this